Hello. Hello. Everybody. Hey everybody, how are you? Masturbate? did you clean the space between your ears? You might need a couple attempts there. Alright. We are hosting the Pawnda Rapid. We only have a few players. Slow start here. We've got 4 players. I'm a little concerned because I just checked the rapid tournament that I played on Friday, and they have the results on chess results, but it doesn't calculate. They're not calculating like the rating points. I'm supposed to have gained like some rating points, and no one's rating points are calculated. So I really hope they don't like mess it up and fail to calculate it, like FIDE rate it. I went there, beat 7 noobs, and I want my points. Now I look online and the performances are calculated, but no rating point changes, which is very strange. Somebody did something wrong there. Better be rated. Alright, we've got Sparkle Horse, AOT. What is this, a new account? I don't think so. Arsenal fan, Asterbate. This is Ghoul Chess. Fallout 2 is coming out, so the second season of the Fallout TV show with the Ghoul. Alright, anyway, something to look forward to. Lots of good stuff coming up. Alien Earth, Stranger Things, final season. What else? Good television this year. And movies, hopefully. Alright. Asterbate, how are you, sir? I don't know what you're talking about, but I hope all is well. We've got Sparkle Horse, Levy Ackerman, whoever that is, Arsenal fan, Stefano, and Asterbate. 5 players thus far. 10 minutes to go till the tournament's start time. It's an arena, so you can join any time. Join or leave, it's up to you. 7+3, casual. I don't see Arsenal in the chat, which is, maybe he's preparing for battle or something. Mazik99 has followed 21 hours ago. What else is happening? Donald Trump making authoritarian moves in the United States, not good. Overreaching with the dictator. Bullshit theater. Very, very concerning. Trump nationalizing, using troops, pretending that there's like tyranny in California. Very dangerous situation we see, but hopefully cooler heads will prevail and we won't let him get what he wants. Everyone should protest if you're American, even if you're not. Protest, but protest peacefully. Take it easy, but take it. So, Pawnda Rapid, join us here on leadchess.org. You guys can use the command donate or lessons if you're interested in lessons. I'm available for coaching, chess, or political commentary. Also, donations are very, very important. A core principle of our economy here, our chess economy. So keep me in business. Donations are the cornerstone. Tranquil Dart, can you accept me as, I don't know how to say that, but, I could accept you if you have enough games. If you have enough games, and you have to request to join the team, first of all. 3 new messages. That's weird. Okay. I could accept you, but I haven't seen the message yet. There it is. Yeah, Lee Chess is weird about that. Alright, so are you legit? Very strong player. Yeah, you're accepted. But I'm not going to say your name, because it's like 700 letters, and I might get brain damage or something. Too long. All right. Am I the strongest? I hate. Don't let me make me look at the blogs. Take it off the front page, please. These AI generated blogs are horrible. Give me a break, man. Pawnda Increment Rapid Arena. Alright, whoever that new player is. 44,000 games. Nice. This is 7+3 Rapid Arena. I recommend the blogs are horrible. I really wish they would take them off the front page. I don't mind that Lichess has them, but don't promote them. You know, like, the whole point of Lichess is to be non-commercial. So by putting, like, people on the front page of the site with their stupid blogs, you're defeating the purpose of the whole site, essentially. I don't think that was Thibault Duplessis' dream when he created Lichess to be non-commercial, to promote a bunch of crap, which is basically what people do there. I could write a real blog, but too lazy. So Sparkle Horse, Sat, we'll just call him Sat, AOL, Arsenal fan Stefano Acerbate. We usually get 20 to 30 players, but you know it's hit or miss with the summertime coming on. Sathi, okay, Sathi, Sparkle Horse, that's me, Levy, Arsenal fan, Stefano Acerbate. I sent out messages, but for some reason, like, none of the regulars are here. Just a couple. Alright, now we got another one. Sack Draw is in. Or Draw Sack. Or Draw Sack. Yeah, Draw Sack or Sack Draw Sack. I had this account on Internet Chess Club 25 years ago called Snack on My Sack. And they deleted it. I was very bummed about that. Snack, sack. But, yeah. What's up, everybody? Free the chessboard from tyranny. Ugh. Hans Niemann is streaming. What a disgusting person. Ugh. But I mean, what do you want with people like Andrew Tate having millions of followers and Donald Trump as president of the United States? I mean, all right. Anyway, 2.5 hour arena. People like idiots. You know, I don't know why. Why do they like idiots so much? Idiots are idiots. Alright, I am the best player in the world, and I'm here to prove it. Like, where did Bobby Fischer say that, dude? Seriously? But did he say that, like, before the match started in Reykjavik? That's a cheesy quote. Yeah. Alright, whatever. They always have, like, the dumbest Bobby Fischer quotes. Some of them sound like they're from when he was, like, 12. This one sounds like it could have been spoken at the opening of, like, the match with Spassky, but it still sounds kind of cheesy. Sounds like a boxing match is about to start. Alright. We got some ambulances for you guys. Ambulance emote. Please donate and subscribe. We've got the best ambulances. Best ambulances here in Budapest, Hungary. Very loud. You know, you can't miss them. They put the volume up to, like, maximum so you can hear them, like, 3 miles away. All the way, like, on the way to the destination and then all the way back. So you hear them going and then coming. It's a lot of fun. It's like we play each other. I don't know. There's still a lot of time left. 2 minutes. 2.5 minutes. People like to join at the last minute. I wouldn't be so sure. Nefyudov is hiding. Redusa is lurking. Usually Shocky. Shocky was here, wasn't he? Did I see Shocky? These are rapid ratings, not... Wait a minute. Yeah, 7 plus 3 is rapid. I get confused. Like 5 plus 5 is... 5 plus 5 is blitz, right? So 7 plus 3 is like the fastest rapid. 7 plus 2 would be blitz. Is that the cutoff? I burned my finger before the stream. Coffee maker. 8 players. We're down to 8 players now. Nice. Redusa is in. So we got a 2310, a 2291, and a 2228. 2171, 21. Everyone's so close together. 2166. We don't get enough players who are like lower rated, you know? Like why are there only like 2100s? Why do I have no players here who are like between like 1200 and 1800? I don't understand. I just don't. I only draw the strong players in. You know, only strong players like to watch my stream. The weak players are like, oh, 2100s want to improve. Well, everybody should want to improve. I just don't appeal as much to the low-rated players, I guess. I should make more of an effort to reach out and be like a noob. All right. We're ready to start. I'm ready to prove I'm not the best player in the world. So, it is start time. Good luck, everybody. Don't forget to donate and subscribe. Please subscribe. Keep us in business, because I have to compete with, you know, really evil chess site, and we're a small business here. So if anybody's interested in lessons, please contact me. Please donate, please subscribe. Follow us on, of course, Twitch and YouTube as well. All the streams are recorded and I put them on YouTube. Good luck, everybody. All right, we're starting. Not going anywhere. So it looks like I will play this new player, Sathi. Mrs. Sathmary. All right, my first game today. Maybe I played enough of this game today. Maybe I did. I'm not going to berserk unless I play one of the lowest rated players. I don't think berserking is a real good idea with the increment. Although it's a small increment. Relatively small increment. Benko Fisher, move order, and we go for the Pierts. So I like to play this. I've had very good results in my practice with forcing King's Indian players into Pierts. We won a World Senior game last year. Is exact line. Some Kazakh player who was 2200, but people don't understand the subtle differences between the black side of the King's Indian and the Pierts. There are some people who actually play both, but they're rare. You know, I used to actually play both, but I would understand at least there's a concrete difference between these two defenses for black. Very different, because white has, you know, C4 played in the King's Indian. It's not the same. Well, so far black is playing in a kind of, I would say, normal way. I had a really strange move from my opponent at the World Senior last year. What did he do? He did something bizarre. Played A6 early. A5 is much more standard. What you're doing here with Queen C7 and A5 is kind of old-fashioned, but again, you know, pretty standard. My opponent at World Senior did A6. It doesn't really fit in. But he played me tough. I managed to win. That was a very hard game. So guys, this year, if you donate, your donation goes toward August. I just registered for the Kaisha Open in Miercurea Ciuc, Romania, Hungary, Transylvania, Romania. Hungarian-speaking part of Romania, Transylvania. So in August 20th to the 30th, I'll be playing. Everybody's donations to the stream right now go toward that that tournament, 9 rounds, Swiss tournament in Miercurea Ciuc, Csíkszereda in Hungarian. It's a nice country, very nice, beautiful place. Highly recommend anybody who has a chance to visit Romania to check out the region of Transylvania. Very beautiful mountains and country there. Extremely nice. Been many times. So we'll be playing that that tournament from the 20th to the 20th to 29th of August. Probably my next event. I wonder if I should go to E1 maybe with a rook, because F2 gets in the way of my bishop. Bishop might want to retreat back here. I have a very good score with this system. And also I lost to Quang Liam with black about 20 years ago in First Saturday. Probably the last time I played the black side of a Fianchetto Pierce. Really unpleasant game. I was unable to get anything good, and I got my pieces tangled up. I don't remember what happened. I did a really aggressive style plan against him, but he just played well. Okay. Rook F8. So black has some pressure on E4. I got to make sure my E4 pawn stays guarded. This king on H2 is a little problematic. So I want to play G4, but at the same time that'll weaken my king safety. If I play G4, you take on F4, I'm fine. If I play G4, you take on D4, I'm still fine. There could be some crazy stuff with G5. Maybe he takes on D4 and G5. Well, you're gonna pile up on my E4 pawn. That's the problem. Yeah, so it's tempting to turn this into a Spanish with something like pawn takes, F takes E5, D takes E5, D5. Spanish or King's Indian. Then it really looks like a King's Indian. Don't love that. G4 is somewhat risky. Queen D2, you take. I'm going to have problems defending my pawn, although I could play knight G1. Unorthodox play by black here. Well, a little bit unorthodox, but you gotta come up with something. I don't think I played this right either. Bishop A6 is really, really creative. That's a very creative plan for black. Non-traditional. I would say like Bishop A6 in the Pierce happens about like 1 in like 2,000 games. It's not like this is a Queen's Indian or something. How often do you play Bishop C8 to A6 in the Pierce, in the classical sort of Pierce setup? You know, it's a lot like the Philidor. I mean, I guess there's a close relation between the two. Honestly. Then I start wondering, like, why the hell did I put my king on H2? Isn't that weird? Like, putting my king on H2 seems pretty fucking illogical, if you think about it. Normally I put the king on H2 to defend H3, but in this case there's no bishop on C8, it's on A6, so there's like no pressure on H3 at all. I don't really need my king on H2. I played that move too routinely. The only good thing about king h2 is that it preserves this square for retreats for the knight on e2 or the bishop on g1. But actually, my king is in line with the queen on c7. I think I should think about like moving my king, removing my king from that diagonal back to h1 or g1. Oftentimes, black will play knight h5, and you have that g3 pawn defended. King h2 is kind of a standard move, but with the bishop on a6, I mean, it seems really unnecessary and kind of dumb. I mean, there's a million things I could do here, and a million things that black can do. If he takes on d4, one of the key differences between the King's Indian and the Pierce is that white usually takes with the bishop when there's an exchange where black gives up the center on e takes d4. King's Indian, white always takes with the knight. But in the Pierce, we usually take with the bishop. It's a complex thing. That's what happened in my game in the World Senior last year. Dude was expecting me to take with the bishop, take with the knight, I took with the bishop. My knight can go to g3. If I could get my knight to g3, I could support the e4 pawn. So here's knight h5. Radical. It's not clear that black has any threats. g4, pawn takes f4, knight takes f4, knight takes f4, bishop takes f4. Again, I can close the center with like take d5, turning it into effectively a King's Indian for real. Bishop f3. g4 takes. I don't know. If you try to take on d4, I'll take with the bishop. And I'll trade the darks for bishops, and black is worse. I really don't like my king on h2 here. I had this master rival who I learned from, an older Russian, actually Belarusian master when I was young. He was one of the best players. He was like the best player at our chess club. FIDE master strength. Belarusian master, very nice guy. He used to play this type of setup with white. I learned a lot from playing against him. He beat me some nice game or two. This type of setup. I remember distinctly being black and getting like kind of wrecked by this pawn advance, f4. The problem is that black doesn't really have much counterplay here. But black is obviously a creative player, unbound by dogma. I'm about to see knight f8, knight e6. That's a terrific maneuver. What if I play bishop h6? Unbound, like Asterbait. We're unbound by dogma. Question is, it's like the Muppet Show. All right. Yeah. My king never belonged on h2 in this game. It just never belonged there. Complex. Nefedov in first place already. See, this is a problem when I you know, when you play arenas, the top players have to play each other, so that they're at a distinct disadvantage from the start. Pawn checker, please accept. Got a bunch of requests. This first player doesn't have enough games. Second player's fine. Somebody got admitted. That player has enough games. All right. Anyway, if you have less than 100 games, guys, I'm not going to accept it. Excuse me, I'm not going to accept it. I refuse to accept it. Oh my god, I'm hanging my rook. Nice job, me. White's a little better. You know, I'm just better. But the bishop on e6 is fucking driving me crazy, dude. That's... This is so annoying the whole time. Now he's lost. He blundered. That is a blunder. Alright. Yeah, well, I mean, even at the end, you're still in the game. The one player I'm not accepting there because they have, like, almost no games. Yeah, we just spent, like, a terrific amount of time on that. 15 games. 15 players, sorry. Stefano, Ilya, Pawn Killer, Greek Goat. The Greek Goat. The Greek Goat Pan. Uber Driver is in. Saxet Draw, Arsenal fan, good to see you. Redusu. Jeroen is in. Asterbait is in 4th place. Addy and Nefedov tied for 1st. Alright guys, let's hope we get some more players to make this thing interesting. Jeroen's playing the bird defense again, and Nefedov is basically playing the setup that I would play. Bird's defense, you better know what you're doing, because it's really against fundamentals. Gambled. Gambled pawns. Pawn gambling every game. Pawn gambling. Don't gamble with your pawns. I like gambling pawns. Adi. Blunder. My advice would be don't let your opponent transpose you to the Pierts if you play the King's Indian, unless you really, really know and want to play the Pierts. Yeah, you got a playable position, but it was never really pleasant. Even before the blunder, you're still alive there. After Queen F2, White's slightly better. But it's hard to play. F3, that's aggressive. Very aggressive move by my opponent here. Okay. Well, I can play D5. I can also play other stuff. Actually, yeah, this is fine. This is good. This is fine. This is great. I haven't looked at it in a few weeks. I was really playing the accelerated Queen's Indian a lot. There's another move here for White. Knight takes D5. There's also a weird Queen A4 check that was played in some games. But this is considered to be relatively fine for Black. The only thing is that Black has a choice here between two ways to play. I can play E5 or E6. E5 is much more aggressive, but E6 is really solid. So I don't think there's any need for Black to go to E5. And I think there's even like some examples of G6. When I was going through games, I saw somebody, old master, had played even G6. Let's just play Bishop E7. You know, White looks good, but all these pawn moves, they're not really that venomous. Bishop F4 is a very strange, I think a very strange deployment. Don't know what this is really going to do here. That's non-typical. You need the bishop usually on e3. You're going to need the bishop on e3 to secure that shit on d4. As I tried to tell Asterbait many times, d4 is the, well, that's obviously the key square in the queen pawn games. It looks like a Grunfeld, smells like a Grunfeld, but it's not a Grunfeld. I'm not fianchetto. The structure is more like a semi-Tarash. But if you put your bishop on f4, how are you going to support the d4 pawn? You know? Once I pile up pressure on d4, it's going to be a problem. You're going to have to move your bishop again. You're going to lose a tempo. Best case scenario. I got a message. Oh, a message in Cyrillic. Maybe they're asking me to join the team. No, this is a different player. My Cyrillic is rusty. I'm going to accept that player. They have 64 games. Oops, it's gone. My Cyrillic is rusty. Privyet. I think it's streamer. Good something. I'm not sure. Dobro Privyet. My Russian is really rusty. Or Ukrainian, I'm not sure. So, whatever. Knight c6, we get the knight to an active square. This might be a mistake. I make a lot of those. Possibly I should have exchanged first. Damn, that's a good move. Oh, shit. I should have exchanged pawns first. This d5 is a tactical shot. Now if knight a5, c4, and white is better. I'm wondering about a crazy move here. I could conceivably play c4, pawn takes c6, pawn takes d3. No. Well, I have to take, it looks like. This is clear. Otherwise, white will have like a monster position. Again, c4 takes. No good. So now we have to move the knight. We got to make a choice. Looks like a5, the lesser of the evils. But I definitely screwed up here a little. I shouldn't have let him do that. We want to blockade the pass pawn. Now, this pass pawn is a strong pawn. It's a protected passer. The only downside is that it's underminable. In other words, I can achieve b5 theoretically, making it not a protected pass pawn anymore. So, you know, he might be better off having like a pawn on e4. I thought he might play this. I'm not particularly concerned about it. Wow. So knight c4 is very tempting now. It's probably not working, right? Knight c4, bishop c4, queen h4. f4 refutes that. I mean, if he wants to take my knight on a5, I don't care. You know, that's fine. Go ahead, make my day. Channel your inner tough guy, Donald Trump. Make my day. That's fine. What about the b5? Speaking of b5, damn. Could b5 be a good move? It could be. Wow. This is radical, but it defends my knight from being smashed up structurally. And I have play against the d5 pawn. We're undermining that sucker. Nobody has more than 2 points already. We have a total of 17 players. Alright, now, I have choices here. C4. The queen h4 is still out there, though. Bishop takes d5. I gotta be careful about this. Bishop d5 probably just like drops a pawn. Speaking of dropping pawns. Alright, now... I guess we have to take that. Our opponent might be slightly materialistic. That's alright. So we're down a pawn. We have a monster dark square bishop, and we're getting one of the pawns back. But we're also, we're also jeopardizing White's king position here. Two bishops, safer king. For a pawn, I'll take it. I don't think I had anything better than that. The knight so far has been very non-impactful. The bishop on b7 is like, please wait. Need to be recycled. You're going to be recycled. So, give me that. Pick a square, any square, as they say. I have bishop e5 hitting his rook. Oof. Bishop e5 hitting his rook. Looks very good. Super bishop. Now where do I go? I thought I had a plan. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Famous last words. Oh, snap. Error 404. I mean, is b6 better than d6? Yeah, I'm always with the subtle. Always going with the subtle approach. So queen h6 check, king g1, bishop c7. Or bishop d6. Where do you like your bishops? Bishop c7 takes, queen c7 check. Or that's b6. Same difference. I need some kind of supplement to like improve my brain performance. Does Ginkgo biloba work? Sack Draw donating 603, bringing us up to 902.07. Hear that ambulance coming? The ambulance is for you. So White has a pawn for the exchange. We're pretty compact. I know he has a strong passer. I don't feel like it should be enough, but maybe it's enough. Hard for his knight to enter the game. I think that white is definitely worse here and struggling to hang on. The knight just never able to really generate much. Maybe it has a chance here. Yeah, but if he goes knight d4, okay. Yeah, we'll have to take knight d4, rook d8, right? Which rook? The f rook, leaving f7 weak? That might not be a good idea. I don't think I want to leave f7 weak, and damn. Maybe I need to do the other way. Yeah, let's just hope he can't attack f7 with anything. I have rook a7. Yeah, he's going for that. That's fine. You do that. Knight e4. He's a genius, dude. Basically. Technical endgame. Your knight is dominated. It's the story of that knight. That knight never did anything. It was like an idiot. It sat on, yeah. It just sat on e2 and it could never do anything. Poor knight. Now what do I do? Where's Mr. Knight going now? I'm pinned down. Gonna have to defend, but your d6 is dropping. Barely, man. This was very close. He's still holding. White has to try something tricky like rook d1. I don't know. What do I do now? F5? I have to say I don't love that move. F6 also. Okay. So I do that. Pin it and win it. No. This guy's definitely a member of the psychic network. Really? How do you feel about king and pawn end games? Alright. Another tough game. Alright, can we get some easier opponents here, please? Pawn Killers has 3 points. Ooh, upset win. Alright, guys. It's early yet. We have a total of 18 players. Let's get some more Nilses here. Nils. I lost to 1700s all the time. Rating means nothing, especially online, but in general. Alright. The tyranny of the chessboard is upon us. Welcome, everybody. What's up? Good to see you all. Sorry about that. No, so yeah, Giachi is 1700. Yeah, but he's like 1900. Blitz 2000 is very fast. He's drawn me. I mean, he's beaten some good players, drawn me. Don't rate people because of rating. Don't rate people based on their ratings, right? What did I want to play? Ah. Yeah, Uber's been here from the beginning. I don't rate you. It's a Sozin. Nydorf. Ooh, A4. That's like Larry. Big Larry. I played A3 a lot. It's pretty similar. I know John Ems has played A4. I'm just making shit up as I go along. This is basically an Arsenal. It's one of those mixed berry attacks. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Just throw stuff out there. See what sticks. Bishop G5, H4, dude, you're out of your mind. You know, makes me wonder though, what makes people think they can play so loosely against a higher rated player? Yeah, it's just totally insane. Play by white. You got to ask yourself, yeah, how is he 1746? How is he 1746? I mean, you know, I see some really strange stuff happen. They're like 1 minute geniuses and the next minute horrible. It's the same in poker. What I don't understand is, like, at this rating, you should be getting, like, your head handed to you by a lot of people, and it should, like, basically beat the sense into you, but they still don't care. It's like a dog that just keeps getting beat up, and it just doesn't learn from his experiences. It doesn't care. It gets beaten up, and then it beats up on the other dogs, like the smaller dogs. He doesn't care. Bishop H4. Jesus, dude, what is white doing here? I don't think I've ever seen that happen. H4, H5, and he's used 10 seconds for the whole game. Why not Berserk if you're going to play like that? I guess there's some sort of rhyme to it. Knight 6 H5 obviously doesn't work. But where the hell are you going to castle? Just too loose. White's play is just ridiculously loose. It's like you only play 1300s all day long, and you think I'm a 1300. Wow. Creepy, even. That move. Yeah, it's scary how unfearful white is, even though they're playing an IM. Definitely creeps the hell out of me. Like, White has no fears. Like, he doesn't care. He doesn't mind losing. No fear of losing whatsoever. But you're not going to get better until you get some fear. Like a controlled amount of fear. White is just recklessly aggressive in deploying their pieces. Too many weaknesses. The pawns on A4, H5, B2. And now you castle kingside, just dropping a fork on D2. I mean, the whole point was I thought you were going to castle queenside, which looks insane, but it's probably the only move. You can take on C4. But I thought his entire point was to castle queenside. This doesn't even make sense. Now I have knight D2. And if you try anything fancy like that, you know, well, that has several problems. But you can't take on G7 because of rook G8. The rook H7. Oof. Rook H7 loses the queen. Can you believe that? That's a beautiful thing. Now White is down the exchange and a pawn for nothing. Or is he? Got to be a little bit careful here. It's always good to be a little bit careful. Knight b3, queen e5, f4, knight takes f4. And then I have a g5 fork at the end. If he takes on e7, I just take with the king. It's like totally lost his marbles. Marbella. Welcome to Marbella. Why not f6? White is down a rook now. This game is just simply a case of someone who, you know, they don't know how to play this time control. You're playing, he's playing 2-0 or like 1-0 in a 7+3 time control against a stronger player, a lot stronger player. I'm 750 points higher rated, and he's giving me like 7-2 time odds. That's not a real good idea. Play someone who's 700 points higher and give them 7-2 time odds. Because White's effectively playing like they're playing 2-0 time control. His effective stack says, let's just give him back, you know, material. Rip. I'm up a whole rook so I can afford to sack back the exchange. Oh my days. Oopsie daisy. I would need to like hang a whole queen in order to not win this game. Reduces in first place, so he's pretty strong. 4 wins, 4 for 4 against Sathi, Asterbait, Young Samurai, and Sexac Draw. Wow. That's impressive and fast. So, I don't know that Redusa is stronger than Sexac Draw. He maybe has a higher rating or something, but objectively, that's interesting. Whew, bro. Since that draw got crushed. Happened there. Sveshnikov. Now we're playing the aforementioned opponent. I'm not warmed up. Thus I'm playing G3. I don't feel like tactically alert enough to play E4. And I did tell you guys, I was a little surprised when I went through my statistics and realized that my number one move, I think was G3. But in addition to that, G3 has a very high score overall. If you look in the Opening Explorer, it's kind of weird. So now I'm playing the Pirks defense against this like lame Kali system type setup. It's a Tory attack. No shame to lose to anybody here. Even Asterbait can play like a genius at times. And he's one of the lowest rated players. I mean, I've been working a lot with Asterbait over the years, and, you know, despite his best efforts, he's still getting better. He's trying not to improve, but I'm proving him wrong, you know. Prove me wrong. Well, now I have to play E4. I've committed to Queen E1. Please don't do Bishop A6, okay? Like that other game. Okay, I can take, and play D4. What's up with that? Just lame. Take, D4. Massive simplification. Castles, takes. What's up with that? Take, D4. Maybe black plays like Queen E7 or something. Take. We could try other sharp approaches like C4, or knight to C3. The downside of this is that it simplifies a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna have an issue. So I doubt this is really optimal. You know, I don't know why, but I have a feeling like there's some reason why this isn't so good for me, but maybe it's still good. Queen E7. He has more time than me. Bishop takes. You don't want to trade queens. Why not? If you want to beat players... Oh, this is a terrible move by black. If you want to beat players, why would you play bishop takes c3? That's awful. You know, ideally, you don't want to trade pieces. I guess the open file. Bishop takes c3 is horrifying. Yeah, I mean, I guess if I have to take with the pawn, I guess he's okay. I would agree. It's a positional disaster. Now he's like clearly worse. Well, anyway, somewhere between slightly and clearly worse. If we want to like nitpick on exact amount, I would say black is like negative 0.8. You know, like our little joke the other day when I try to guess how much my advantage is. Not quite a pawn, but you know, yeah, he doesn't, yeah. He's down almost a pawn here, strategically. Then the question becomes how I want to do this. Bishop e3. It's a little tricky. I'm going to have to play queen d3. It's a Tarash, isolated pawn position. Very good for white. See, Redusu has to improve some facets of their game. This was a really big positional mistake by black to play bishop takes c3. That's, you can't be doing that. You know, you could be the best tactical player in the world, but if you make moves like that that are like strategical lemons, you're going to put yourself in a hole you can't get out of. You know, even a computer would have a hard time holding. You know, computer will hold probably, but it won't be fun against Magnus here with black. White's position is very easy to play. I mean, black isn't necessarily lost, but not pleasant at all. A3. Simply A3 looks like a reasonable move, but it does weaken my position slightly. I'm not that excited about it. Maybe something more solid. The knight on e4 is a problem, though. I don't want to take it, but at the same time, it's in my zone, which isn't good. You don't want to have pieces, the opponent's pieces, on your side of the board. You want to get it out of there. I don't know about a3. I just don't have that much time. Yeah, I think this is, you know, a practical mistake by black, trading queens. I mean, I should be happy with the trade of queens. Now it's torture time. Give me time. Winning a pawn, I don't know if that's enough. I don't really love it, ops-colored bishops. I think I'd rather not and say I did. If I'm being perfectly honest, it's probably better not to take the pawn. I think my advantage might actually go down if I trade bishop for knight there. I'd rather just kick it out with f3 and then get my bishop back, you know, to f1. If I trade the other bishop for the knight, that's probably better. The dark square bishop for his knight leaves him with a bad light square bishop against a good light square bishop. If I trade my good bishop for his knight, I have ops-colored bishops, which is a crapshoot. I'm up a pawn in an imbalanced position. Better, but he has a lot of counterplay there, you know, so this is important. Not just like taking any material is good. You need to win material selectively. There's a lot more important factors than material gain, like in general. Okay, b5 is a solid choice. Trying to play maybe like a minority attack on the queen side. Though I might have counterplay against his a6 pawn. I really need to kick this knight out, first off. Can't go to c5. Yeah, this is an issue though. Not so easy for me now. That's the best move. If I play bishop e5, before he has time to get his knight to c4, this is very important. I don't want his knight to get to c4. Then it's extremely strong. Here it's not so strong. This doesn't faze me. Where is he going? We'll just slowly improve the position. Now his queenside is frozen as well. I wouldn't mind letting him trade his knight for my dark square bishop like on d4. Fine. If f6, he's going to steadily weaken some squares. He does it. So now f4 or d4. Bishop f4. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to go here. Keep it simple. Now I have... Ooh. I was wondering if I have a threat here. King f7. Oh no. Wow. So I gotta live with that thing there. Whoa. I'm threatening nothing, right? Threatening everything. Well, I can chop, but I mean, what about that? That knight taking b2. He's got no time for that. He's got no time. So the two bishops are dangerous. You don't know what's going to get you. You know, which color is going to get you on any moment. F5. Game over. $9.60 is better. Welcome, Troll on a Roll. He has 13 points and isn't going to resign here. Down 6 rooks. Alright. 6 rooks down. Guys, 13, 12, 7. Pawn Killer with 6. Heroine with 5. Sathi with 4. Arsenal with 3. Astrobate with 3. Uber Driver, what's up, man? Get it started, Uber Driver. Where's your car? Your car's stalled. Uber Driver's car stalled. Kajanarda. Sparkle Horse is mine. Alright. My pronouns are not she, her. So, Redusu with 13. Sparkle Horse with 12. Miles the Miasmic was in, wasn't he? Oh no, he didn't join the tournament. Just watching. Thanks to Sextech Draw for tipping 603. Anybody here with the OCD? Look at my summer tourney fund for Transylvania in August. $902.07. Doesn't that bother somebody? Bothers me. It's not very round. Someone with OCD should be pretty adversely affected by that number. So Neil's just joined, isn't playing. That sucks. Young Samurai played 1 game. Greek God still playing. Alright, we got 20 players theoretically. You guys can leave and come back though, that's fine. Talk to me. Talk to me, everybody. Oh no, my camera became blurry. Why does it do that? Just does it like randomly. I don't know why. Really random. Come on, guys, donate. It's 5 gift subs for 35% off. Hype train me. Come on. We were so close on Sunday with the hype train. We were like 1 gift sub away, and it just disappeared. So Addy, okay, last game I played the HyperX. Oh, it's E4. Wow, he plays both. Kraken. Crackonomics. Yeah, crackonomics. That's a good idea. I have a friend who's an economist. He is also the guy who taught me how to play chess. He likes my Kraken videos. And I should make some crackonomics videos for him. So the Summon on Sound variation, F3, anti-Pierce. I played that years ago. Remember, I lost this game in like 1990. This Mother Master kid my age, Matthew Morgan, beat me like several games, and then he disappeared. Wonder what happened to him. Suspiciously disappearing after beating Sladgie a couple of times. C takes d4. Though it's a Sicilian with a funky bishop on d4. Aspet, you're real quiet today. Talk to me, man. Did you have any ICE protests in Vegas or anything? You'd think they'd be real active down there in the Southwest, like Arizona, New Mexico, Vegas, Nevada. I would think you guys have like tons of immigrants for the Gestapo to try to pick off. You'd think there'd be a lot of protests in your neck there. You need a lot of workers in Vegas. Probably a lot of immigrant workers. You'd think the Gestapo would be all over you. Not just California. But I guess Trump singled out California because it's like more clearly democratic than Arizona and New Mexico and Nevada, which are like purple states. It's a political decision. Alright guys, what are we doing here? Dragon? Or no dragon? No dragon. Home Depot is cleared off. You had a Home Depot protest too? I thought that was in California. They had a big one at a California Home Depot. Maybe I should play H5, you know, like the rouser. Isn't Home Depot owned by like a Republican billionaire or something? Come to think of it. The Home Depot was definitely some kind of right-wing owner. I think they would let them get away with it. All those illegals working there or whatever. Don't go after Home Depot. Oh man, no. Join the protest movement. Peaceful protesting. Martin Luther King. Bernie Sanders. Knight GE2. If I was in Los Angeles, I would be out on the street protesting. I swear. You can't have that. Not in America. But here I am in Hungary. Banned. No sense protesting here, although a lot of people do it anyway. We don't have like a solid constitution in Hungary. Constitutional protections should guarantee the right to assembly, a right to peacefully protest. Don't let the Gestapo tell you otherwise. So what's up, guys? Talk to me. Redusa is in first place with 13. I'm in second, 12. Addy with 11. Pawn Killers. Jeroen Sath, the Arsenal fan. Arsenal's been very quiet. There he is. Didn't you just have D5 equalizing? You don't think you're a little obsessed with that, do you? Don't take this the wrong way. We've been having this discussion for a while now. But yeah, maybe. I mean, I didn't even think about it. Probably I did. But equalizing is so it's so relative, isn't it? Do I want to equalize? I mean, maybe I'm still equal, but not in a traditional sense. Yes, White has a very strong pawn on e4, so in a strict sense, White is stronger in the center, right? No, I mean, I think Arsenal. I welcome your, I welcome your, I welcome your, you know, strategic opinion. I'm not thinking. I'm more playing on autopilot. Very little calculation, but I do think you need to have a discussion about. Well, first of all, obviously, there's more than one way to skin the proverbial anteater. Secondly, I mean, I'm playing a lower rated player. I definitely don't want to simplify too much. I welcome Tent City Farms. It's like South Park. The opposite of density. Tensity means tension. It's just another word for tension. Well, I mean, I'm borrowing h5. Yeah, Lynchich plays it on in every variation of the Najdorf. It's very commonly used in the Rouser now. But yeah, I mean, I think you're right. Like a clean equalizing with d5 is possible in many instances, but it may simplify the game, to the point where it makes it hard to play for a win. So you have to consider the practical aspects. I mean, I'm more of a Lasker in style than a purist. I'd rather play the opponent and try to be practical. Look at the hedgehog, Sometimes you break in the hedgehog and it just like maybe blows up into a draw. Yeah, but you're right to think about d5, of course. But then you have to make a decision. What is the situation? Is my opponent higher rated? Is a draw okay? A lot of people just play. They don't even think about like playing differently based on the strength or rating of their opponent. But as a tournament player, I think it's very important. Gligorich or whatever, I just play the pieces. I mean, okay, man. If you say so. For a guy who just played the pieces, I mean, he had really good fucking results, but I play with pieces. From a practical standpoint, I mean, yeah, I can always castle, even with h5 in. Yeah, this is interesting. a4, maybe not a bad move. What am I supposed to do? Well, I can wait for him. He's playing this nothing setup. The Yugoslav on the king side, where you have f3, you have no breaks. So White has no breaks. All he can do is like clamp me with a5. But he has no pawn break. His only pawn break is f4, e5, or c4, c5, practically impossible. f4, f5, which would weaken the e4 square. If he plays f4, I instantly sack the exchange and take on e4. That's the point. I've got a lot of pressure on e4. He can't even think about doing that. I mean, f4, take on c3, maybe you can think about it, but I will probably sack the exchange. If White tries this, What is a hedgehog opening? You're a little too good to not know what a hedgehog opening is. Well, hedgehog is a formation. It's kind of like a hippopotamus in the sense that it's more of a formation than an actual opening. You put all your pawns on the 6th rank. It's like a spiky hedgehog. It's a little baby porcupine. It's a mini porcupine, if you will. Bishop g5. So white has these very transparent tactics with like knight h5, bishop e7, queen e7, knight d5. See-through. I like this move, actually. It's a dragon style. Frankenstein. Dragonstein. Queen c7. Oh, you're gonna go back. Wow. That's funny. I could double my rooks on the H file. That does a lot, right? Better than nothing. Well, now my rooks are connected. I think I could safely castle kingside in this position. What do you think? Wait. It's probably like not logical to castle with my rook on h8. I should just play king f8, king g8, and not castle. Right, this is, yeah. Unconventional. g5 will be met by h3. And he, wow, okay. I mean, this is a dangerous move for white. h3 would be way safer. What are you going to do about the g4 square now? e5? He's begging me to play e5. e5, knight f5. That's the problem. Well, h3? Damn. Dude, h3 looks really scary. h3, g4, rook h4, g5, knight g4. That's crazy. Then I'll have all sorts of fun. Interesting is g6 here. Taking away the f5 square from the white pieces. If e5, probably not enough. Now I question whether I might be threatening e5. Now here's the question, can I still castle queenside? For all of you chess 960 fans out there. So do eel. EET. Oh my god, f5? How does that work? That doesn't work. There's no way that works. EET? It sounds like a time zone. There's no way f5 works. I'm not gonna bite. This is devastating. How often do you do rooks c5, rook h5 after playing h5, h4 in the Sicilian? And you know, come on. Why bother playing chess 960 when you could play chess 960 in normal chess? White's totally lost here. Just like blew up his whole position. But don't take the foot off the gas. Very important. Never take your foot off the gas. Don't underestimate anybody. My rook is trapped. g4 wins a rook. Obviously. I'll have to sack the exchange. Just kidding. Alright, knight g4. I don't want to lose the d5 square. little bit of Gelfand. I'm learning from Gelfand, man. Study Topalov games, but in a Najdorf, man. Gelfand is just, he was amazing. Still is, but he kind of gave up playing it. He's playing other stuff. So much subtlety in the Najdorf. Something's got to give here. Wow. I don't know how to do this. Shit. It sees everything. Oh yeah. Knight G4. No, he's not. He's not surrendering. I don't like that. Man, more threats. Unbelievable. Blitz player. My center's just too strong. All right. We're in first place. Redusa lost another game to Uber Driver. Uh-oh, Uber Driver. The car. Can you guys guess which Monopoly character Uber Driver always plays? So explain to me, Bounty Hunter, what EET is. It's a kind of self-castling, like auto-castling, castling by hand. Is that some sort of code name for casting by hand? What was that? What was that opening, by the way, I just played? Oh, that started out as a Piertz, and it became a Najdorf, right? It was a Piertz. I played C5 against F3. The true Fred. Jeroen. Alright, we're not going to play the Birds opening against Jeroen. He plays the Sveshnikov. Not in the mood for Sveshnikov. Please don't play the St. George. Oh no, Birds defense. No, you can't play the Birds defense against Knight C3. I mean, he probably worked on his bird since last game. He worked his bird magic. This is an interesting move. Is white, is this the line where you're supposed to play Queen G4? You can do that, right? You can do it against Bishop C5 too. What are you going to do? Fianchetto your bishop on G7? Bishop F8? Queen F6? There's no optimal choice, really. Knight F6. Queen takes g7. Rook g8. Queen h6. See, he probably doesn't know theory. Neither do I. I would not normally play this move. But bishop b4 is rare, and I'm sure that this is at least playable for white. Now it's like an improved King's Gambit. f4, d5, queen g3. You gotta love that. I could have played queen g3. This is also not a safe move by white. But it's ruined. He loves, he loves the birds opening. Let's do f4. So on d5, where do I put my queen? g3, setting up for bishop e7. f3, playing it like a Latvian, basically. I'm playing the Latvian like up a tempo after queen f3. d5 queen f3 is Latvian plus a move or two. Damn. Well, he can also play knight f6, obviously. Or take on f4. This is fun. Chess is fun. What was that? I know I've argued many times that chess is not fun. But okay, secretly I believe it is fun. I really don't have an option here. Queen g3 is bad. I have to play queen f3. It's like a Hikaru attack with queen h5, and you go back, but it's an improved version. Only thing is, how could it be Latvian without f5? I'm playing the Latvian, bro. Are you serious? Yeah, well, I guess the Latvian is the Vienna. They're basically the same opening, but more sound, because you're playing with an extra move. I mean, all these openings are in the same family. The King's Gambit, the Latvian, the Vienna Gambit, all things with f4, f5, closely related. They're in the same family of openings. The opening family. It's like, what do I do now? d4, knight c6. Oh, you sack a pawn, like you're freaking Gligorich or something again. d4, knight c6, bishop takes f4, knight takes d4, queen f2. That doesn't seem right. Should I just take on f4? It seems lame. It's playable. See, now my issue is that if black plays knight c6, I need to defend the pawn on d4. Or not. We can sack a pawn, like I just said. Knight c6, bishop f4, knight takes d4, queen somewhere, and I have compensation maybe, but I don't really believe that. I think on knight c6 I will most likely play knight e2, and then knight b4 would put me in an awkward situation where I had to sacrifice a rook or... So this is a dilemma. We have an interesting move I just realized. Uh-huh. Wow. Speaking of dilemmas, not so simple. Knight c6 is not so simple. Right. Because knight c6, e5, and if knight takes d4, he's dropping a piece to queen d3. Oh no. If knight c6, e5, he can't take on d4. And there is really no great move for black. So black's already, like, kind of screwed, I guess. Maybe something like d5. It's still very unpleasant for black. You're obsessed with the Fred, Dragonfly Hunter. Okay, a sensible developing move. That looks like a good idea. Yeah, but he still has this problem with e5. He's really fucked up by this move. Pardon my language, but another tempo getting driven back again, and queen e7 isn't going to save you. Just going to delay the inevitable. His knight is going to end up back on g8, and I don't think that black can afford that. Astrobate, I miss you playing the I really miss your days of playing the Vienna. Astrobate's one of our long-term associates here, and I've been helping him for a long time, and he's morphed his openings into more hyper-modern type of stuff. He started with classical, moved toward hyper-modern, but I think it'd be interesting to see Astrobate go back to playing e4 after experimenting a lot with hyper-modern openings. That's kind of what I've done. I spent my life playing a lot of hyper-modern openings, and now I'm really getting into classical, more classical type of stuff. And you have a whole different, like, perspective on it, really. So which way do I interpose here, or do I not even bother? If I play bishop takes f4 castles, it just seems kind of slow, you know? I don't want to wait, you know, I need to threaten to take his knight now. You will play knight g8. And then I have a very nice choice. The many recaptures of f4. Oof, this doesn't look good for black. Bishop takes f4 develops a piece, but knight f4 threatens, like, gruesome knight d5 type of things. So it's a real difficult problem to choose between these two moves. This also frees my stuttering problem. It frees my bishop on f1. Bishop f4 is a developing move, but so is this in a sense, because it allows my other bishop to get out. Now we can castle kingside, even. Black can play d6 or d5. That will be critical. I have knight h5, which may not be enough. It's tempting. Knight h5 is very tempting, but I think it's over the top. Simplest is like bishop d2, castle queenside. I'm out of here, and I deal with the pin. If d6, we're just going to leave it. Maybe he should play d5. But white space advantage is devastating. Okay, now we have a legitimate choice. I don't like bishop takes c3. I think he's in trouble no matter what, though. But maybe I ought to, like, build the wall. Speaking of Home Depot, that should be like their new catchphrase. Build the wall. Come to Home Depot and build the wall. All right. Which way? Well, I know at least one member of Pink Floyd probably wouldn't mind. Bishop takes c3. I can castle queenside. This guy can actually get in there. That secures e5. Maybe black should play d5 now, killing my bishop. He has other problems, but probably his best move. Gotta play, I think you gotta play d5. Before it's too late. Ugh. F6, brah. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Alright. No, f6 is not good. I think black had to play d5. It was the only move. Now black's like completely lost. No way to get out of this. But it's okay. Jeroen is experimenting with new stuff. I mean, he's always played the Sveshnikov, experimented with the St. George. I never remember him playing e4, e5, so I don't want to give him a hard time. He's trying something new. That's alright. It's never too late to try something new, no matter how many years you played chess. White is... Whew, bro. This is really just not good. Obviously. Knights don't matter. Ratings don't matter. Titles don't matter. All that matters is like crushing people and eating their souls. I figure. You're not lasting long here. Alright. 20 to 13. Uber driver now sneaking into second place. Oh no, he's playing his... He's playing the gambit. Oh man, Redusa like played the line. I have the rook d5 exchange sack. They played that opening so quickly it makes you wonder. It's like Redusa doesn't know rook d5 idea. He reeled off a whole bunch of moves there. Like he faced that gambit a lot, but the rook d5 idea is very critical. Yeah, Uber Driver plays that. I don't like the Fajarowitz. As a lurker, I actually tried to say something about the game for once, but it looked too brutal to say anything about it. Yeah, Taha, that was brutal. That was Jeroen's experimenting. Jeroen in the opening, bishop f8 is slow, so probably have to find something better there. What is Redusu? What's happening there? Why is the H file open? That's why you never move the pawns around your king. Pawn killers. See how like Redusu Uber Driver game, white played h3, black plays g5, white played h3, and black played h5. So playing h3, h5 only helped black. You know, black took control of the h file. That didn't benefit white in any way. It doesn't benefit you to. Ooh, I had a good Scandinavian against my friend Robert on last Friday in our tournament. Okay, knight f6 is my old favorite. Not good, but okay. This is some kind of experimental gambit. It's not a Icelandic gambit or whatever. Because I haven't played c4, so it's not really correct, but you can try it. I suppose if I play c4 in the next move or two, it would like transpose to an Icelandic gambit. That's what black's kind of hoping for. Basically, c4, bishop e4 check, we transpose. I guess I should just play bishop e2. Now the thing is, black has bishop d6, but then, like for example, then I could do c4. So that looks good. Just play solid. He has nothing better than bishop d6. I don't have to commit to castling. I can just probably like play a tempo up. Icelandic gambit, like bishop d6, c4, queen e7. Well, I have c5 there, winning a piece. So c4, like he has to play a tempo down. Or bishop d6, c4, what are you going to do? You can play queen e7 here. Then your pieces are all congested. Don't take this guy lightly. He creates a strong initiative. Oh. Yeah, right. We don't want to underestimate 1700s. No, I try not to take anybody lightly. My friend Robert played a similar Scandi against me on Friday. With bishop g4, he's trying to kind of lose a tempo maybe a different way that's maybe not as bad. If I just play c3, then what? You know, c3, knight d2. I could play knight to d2 here. That's a funny move. Funny, haha. That's really funny, haha. Knight d2, bishop d6. c3 is a little passive. That's the only thing I don't like about it. It's like an elephant gambit or something. I mean, it's bishop e3. Yeah, I mean, I've played this type of stuff playing the elephant gambit with black. You know, for fun. There's bishop e3. But he's really seriously a move down, you know, on any kind of normal gambit. He's down a pawn and a tempo. So his gambit shouldn't be, you know, remotely enough. But, you know, any kind of position like this, it's pretty sharp. So if I were to play badly, I could lose very quickly. If I were to play right into an attack. I mean, the standard plan here is bishop d6, castles, white, and then black plays queen e7, castle queenside. You know, try to play sharply on opposite sides. And yeah, I mean, if I'm stupid, I can get crushed. But bishop e7 is weak. Bishop e7 is weak. I mean, you're not gonna like attack me with that. So let's see what he's up to. Clear pawn up. Not just a clear pawn up, a clear central pawn. Monster pawn. The pawn on d4 is basically an extra piece. I mean, I don't know how to emphasize this enough. Central pawns are so important because they're almost as effective as pieces. They are pieces, they're mini pieces, but still, they're almost as effective as big pieces. So now what? Knight c4? Looks like a good option to me. Rather than the passive knight f1, as in Novik, me, World Senior Championship last round 2 years ago, in the Petrov, where I did like knight f8 before castling. This is much better. Knight c4 is more active. We have possibilities of knight e5. I mean, he's playing against somebody who played literally like thousands of knight f6 Scandinavians. I know how bad this opening is for black. And he's playing a kind of, you know, an inaccurate version of it. I love the knight f6 Scandinavian, but it just isn't good enough. You know, that's the bottom line. And it became like really a point. There came a point in the mid 2000s when I just said enough is enough, and I'm done playing this opening. It's just too easy for people to, you know, basically refute it. Queen d5 is a nice idea. But again, he's a day late and $1 short. The tempo is devastating. Now I'm going to take his light square bishop on g4. No, his bishop should be on d6 in the stay put position, not on e7. But even then, it was too slow, you know. So around 2007, 2008, I said I'm going to stop playing the Scandinavian with knight f6. It's just... I really was thinking recently I should trot it out on occasion, because like no one would expect it now. Because I haven't played it in like 12 years in tournaments. You're just not going to... It's not going to pop up on the radar. So when people prepare for me, they're going to forget that I used to play the knight f6 Scandinavian, maybe. Maybe like, you know, when someone's not expecting it, it's a good opening again. But it's not really a good opening. It's not as good as the normal Scandinavian. Yeah, I take this. That's a late square bishop. It's stronger than a knight. And queen takes g4 is misplaced. Knight takes probably like loses material. Material's not so important, but in this case, I'm already up a pawn. I have the bishop pair. Yeah, he's probably better off playing queen g4, but he has 0 attack now, and his queen's vulnerable. So we just castle and game over. Not game over, but I mean, dude's clearly down like plus 2, plus 2.5 for white here. This is like, I should win 99.9% of the time against anybody. I should be able to beat a very strong computer. Probably I would mess it up, but you know, give this position to a strong grandmaster. They should be able to beat a strong computer. My advantage is so large. Maybe people paying you will tune into your stream. Playing you, yeah. Paying me. I thought you said paying me. All I do is think about money. Mr. Money. Alright, anyway. Is the queen trapped? Not quite. No. But we're just crushing. Arsenal, what you said is very important. Don't underestimate anybody, you know. Take everyone seriously. It's easy to forget when you're tired. I went to Rapid Tournament. The highest rated player was 2100. I took him very seriously. I didn't underestimate him. He almost drew. He had a draw. Offered a draw, he said no. Or he just didn't answer, and I beat him anyway. But I was taking him seriously all the way, you know. He's a solid player. I respect people. Respect all of your opponents, you know. Only good can come of respecting your opponents. You can't, you know, you can't have a negative result of respecting your opponents. This is the end of Black's game. Okay, maybe not. He has knight d5. Knight d5, queen f3. Still he's alive. Nice. Yeah, that might even not be my best move. Queen h5 is kind of a cool move. Knight d5, queen h5, inducing further weakness in Black's position. Yeah, he's still alive. Damn it. Don't panic. That's the other thing. This is probably a mistake. Is very possibly a mistake by me. I missed knight d5 completely. I probably wouldn't have played bishop c4 if I had seen it. White's still clearly better, but it's upsetting to miss something, and then you make another mistake because you're like emotionally. Very typical result of missing something is that it upsets you psychologically. You lose self-confidence when you miss something the opponent has, like knight d5. that move looks truly horrible. But, you know, he's looks like he's holding tactically. But putting knight on the side of the board isn't going to save black in the long run. I was a little bit worried about tactics where he trades my knight on e5 and black has like knight takes c3. You go back there, knight takes c5, rook takes c5, knight takes c3, rook takes c6, knight takes d1, for example. My bishop on c4 could be unprotected. That could be very bad. Yay. Alright. This is kind of lame, but I'm just going to trade queens. Safe and sound. Safe meets sound. Pawn killers is like painkillers. I get it now. Pawn killers, get it? Painkillers, pawn killers. The joke's on me. Wow. He's hanging in there. I'm not going to play f3. I want to be able to take on c5 and fork him with b4. We're very good here. Notice our beautiful pawn at d4. Exhibit A. He's obviously a quick player. He should... And then there's this frustration point you reach where you're like, this guy should have resigned by now. I fall victim to that a lot. I gotta say, he's hung in there way. Oh no, he offered a draw. All right, that's it. You're banned. Gonna have to ban you for that. I'm sorry. Offering a draw. You must have hit the wrong button. I'm sorry, you hit the wrong button. He meant to resign, but he pressed the offer a draw button. And he didn't see knight h8. You failed to see knight h8. How could you offer me a draw? Failed to see that move. The devastating knight h8. Unbelievable. The offer a draw. Jeez. That's really not good. Thanks for the draw offer, buddy. Is it mate yet? Damn. This is painful, all right. You're wasting our time, man. It's an arena, and not resigning here doesn't do you any good. You know, you're just wasting your time. You need to learn how to resign, especially in arena tournament. Very impractical. What possible good could come of playing out lost positions in this type of scenario? He's like mega lost. Mega lost. Just two connectors. Gotta give him credit though. Oof, that's a bad move. Where's he going over there? Oh. Not up. No, don't do that. Yikes. Oh no. Is it a draw? It's a draw, right? Do you offer a draw? I don't offer a draw. Play it out. Hurry up. You might beat me on time. It's like 3 years old. Oh no, you can't stop it. Oh no, you can't stop it. Alright, I'm gonna ban him. And then I get a challenge very oddly from this guy, King Ben, immediately as soon as that game's over. That's weird. Bro, why did he just waste my time like that? Kel Art. Wow. Oh, you're in second place. Nice. Kel Art. Lost against Addy, but had 4 wins. Earl Bird is new. I don't remember Earl Bird. Uh-oh. The Earl Bird gets the worm. So somebody needs to gift somebody a subscription around here. We're not going to get any gift subs today. There's new players. Does anybody want to gift a gift sub? We need to get some new people. This is a perfect forum for new people to become regular viewers of the stream. So you said you're gonna swipe me or snipe me? No, I haven't berserked any games today. I'm not gonna berserk. Not in 7+3. I just make it possible for people who are really loving the berserk. Not. If it was sudden death, I would. 10-0. We can do a 10-0. I'll do berserking. C3 Sicilian. I mean, I will berserk against one of the lowest rated players, but I'm not a fast player, you know. I've always been, like, since the 90s. I never played Bullet. I hate Bullet. I've never been a really fast player with a mouse. Time has never been my thing. Didn't I just have a game in this the other day? Exact same line. Oh, okay. You know, I wanted to play this against John Ems at the World Senior, but Ems, what did he do? He didn't allow this variation or something. I had some game like Bishop E4 check. In my simul recently, I've never played this variation over the board. I usually just play knight c6. But this was like something I had prepared last year at the World Senior when I played John Ems, and it was like not World Senior. It was the World Senior Team Championship. I played for Team USA 2, and Ems was playing for England 1, and we almost held on against them, but not. And our board 1 lost to Adams. We had a pretty okay position too. But M somehow sidestepped my preparation. I don't remember what it was. He always plays the C3 Sicilian a lot. We had a draw. Both played very solidly. But I had wanted to play this like Bishop E4 base setup for the first time. Now knight on D2. I think usually white would play. Typically white would play. Typically white would play knight C3, but okay. What am I supposed to do? The idea is that I get my light square bishop into the game somehow. So like a French defense, I want to play maybe bishop D7. But what happens after A3? Well, I just take. That's what happens. I should play bishop D7. This is part of the plan, I guess. It's like a French advanced variation where you're doing like bishop d7, bishop b5, queen b6, bishop b5. These are kind of newer lines for black in the c3 Sicilian that, I mean, 25 years ago it didn't exist, this variation. But it's very solid for black. Having said A, I say B. I take bishop out to b5, right? Knight g4, Arsenal fan? I'm not developed enough for that. It happens in these lines, but maybe like, you know, originally, knight g4, it's sometimes a move. I don't know about immediately, but that's definitely a thing that happens, you know, at some point in these type of variations. It can be played, and oftentimes white will like let you take the bishop to fix his pawn structure, like a Tarash or whatever. You know, so now, okay, I have a very solid position. Basically, black is equalized. I traded my bad bishop for white's good bishop, and you know, I'm not going to say black is better, but I definitely don't think that black is worse in this position. It's easy to assume because you have opponent has an isolated queen pawn that you're automatically better, but that's not how isolated queen pawn positions work. I don't know whether I should play knight c6, but maybe it's the most natural. So I don't have to trade my bishop for his knight. You know, this is not a Nimzo. That bishop did its job. I could, though. You know, I can. I can trade it. I don't know if I want to trade it. You know, it's a pretty good piece. Probably, you know, I'd rather keep it if I have to choose one way or the other. I'll bring it back. If he's going to play a3 and provoke me, I also have time, you know, bishop takes d2. But I need to play a little bit faster. Taking is the simplest. Black is a tiny bit better. I'm going to do this. I have e5 in some positions. Look, the bishop's a great defender. And I'm not going to beat a computer in this position. It'll be a draw. But against a human, I'm more than happy to grind someone here. If this was a tournament game, I would think long and hard about whether to trade that bishop or not. But, you know, it's just easier to play it this way. Now I have e5, which looks like it might win a pawn. I'm threatening e4 and pawn takes pawn. It's hard to see a defense for white. He might have one. Queen f5, that doesn't work. Yeah, I mean, e5 looks pretty strong, unless I miss something. Possible I missed some sort of tactic. But this is a double threat. He played queen f5, but doesn't really do anything. So I have e4, or, well, choices, really. e4, queen takes, knight takes, with a big positional advantage for black. Or take the pawn. Problem with taking the pawn is that the pawn remains isolated and is kind of weak. I almost like this better. I feel like his pawn is a goner anyway. Maybe we keep my pawns together. This could easily be a mistake. And then which rook? The f rook. or the A rook. Keep the A rook for. We keep the A rook for the D file. We play F5 if necessary. D4 pawn is in big trouble. And yeah. We don't rush to win material. It's not going anywhere. As they say. He can't play F3, he'll just die immediately. If rook E1, then F5. Obviously. But he's really fast, right? Problem with kids today. Yeah, good point. You don't want to open up his bishop. Exactly. And he can't break with F3. And if G4, H6 is devastating. No, my plan would be something like H6, King F7, slowly improving my position. Or maybe H6, even G5. His knight is going to be saddled on the side. A side saddle. It's a classic bad bishop. I mean, it's a great defender, but I wouldn't want to live with it. Now I have the F4 square. Yikes. Yeah, this looks really bad for white. I mean, he's possibly close to losing a piece. But should I do that right away? I mean, his knight is really ugly. Now in F3 we have a choice, but I don't like giving him the... Nah, not really. I think I'm just going to push with a huge pass pawn. That has to be winning. He's paralyzed. Yeah, that's to free up G1. Okay, good defensive move by white. Yeah, now we go in. This could get dangerous. Do I really want to hurt me? Oh, I don't like that move for him. I think he should have played 92. But okay. There's traps. You know, wait, it's traps. F4, a little early. How about knight? You're going to play F3 now? Do you have F3? Oh no. Do I have to do this for real? Really don't love G4. But whatever. This is a different way to play the position. It's a way. Sealant. But this should work, right? I don't want him to break. He has F3 anyway? Ah, forget it. Oof, that would be brutal. Imagine F3, pawn takes, E takes F3, rook takes E8, knight F2, mate. Whoops. Yeah. So getting out of this. It's only going to get worse. Do yourself a favor. Just jump. We have 27 minutes left. Oh, I've got a solid lead. Did Redusa still playing? Must be running into some stiff competition. Kel Art is coming on with 14. Addy has 17. My opponent has 17. What about Uber Driver, dude? What happened? Uber Driver had to get a fare. Yeah, that's the move that doesn't work. Right? That's a problem. There's the issue of smothered mate. The minor issue, just a bit outside. Is my knight trapped? No. Okay. There is f2. I want to play f2. Damn, you the bishop on c3. Bishop on c3 protects. So it looks like kind of a funny position. My knight is trapped, except for e1. Oh man, it's weird. d5. Now I have to play knight b8. Well, I mean, I don't have to. But it does seem like the most logical. Now I have to save Mr. Knight. Fianchettoed Knight. You don't see that every day. It's an interesting structure. KG defense by white. You just wanted to play a decent small number a small number of decent games, or a decent number of small games. Are you threatening me again? Not wanting to give up. Who can blame him? Whoa. We're gonna have to be careful. Alright. This is suddenly like really freaking me out. I need to save that knight. I have no time. Wow. Alright. Yikes. Knight c4? Knight g4. Whoa. Knight e5, rook takes f. Wow. The dude just keeps coming up with amazing tactics here. Is this seriously gonna work? You gonna save this? Oh, this is freakish. I would say pretty freakish. You're actually gonna save this. That's crazy. Wow. $24.60 in bullet. This is hard. I don't know. Maybe a draw, objectively. I can't believe I messed this up. Well, we see his skill set. defending unbelievable positions, and being very fast. Never resigning, you know, very important. Wow. I am freaking out. What? That's a lot of knight forks. Yeah, I mean, you gotta really understand that the increment time control is not the same as sudden death. You're obviously used to playing sudden death. Phew, almost got out of it. But very different, you know, you can't approach the time pressure like it's sudden death. You're berserking. You've been playing sudden death, and now you're suddenly not, you know. That's a tough adjustment. You almost defended. Yeah, that was unbelievable. My nights got pretty weird. Okay, possibly getting down to the last games, guys. Thanks, everybody, for following. Thanks for the gift subs. Not. Wow, beautiful. No, you didn't crumble under the time. You didn't use your time, but it was hard. You might have had a drawn position. If you don't lose your B pawn, I suspect it's a draw. But that was terrible. I should have been winning. I let myself get overconfident with the extra piece, and it wasn't that easy. You know, that extra knight was bizarre. It got in there, couldn't get out. You're rude. Not gonna berserk. Bird words. Let's see what he's got for me. What else can I play? E4, E5. What else? Uh-oh. Alright. Acerbate's back. Better than ever. No Sveshnikov for you. I've been doing lines where I just take on C6 immediately. I'm not sure what your own plays. Don't do the birds. Oh, A6. Unbelievable. That's fine. Fine by me. Yeah, that's fine too. Now you can play bishop h5, but after bishop takes f3, I mean, I'm just better. No, this is like, you got rid of your bad bishop, but you didn't equalize. That's the problem. You still can't compensate for the bad structure. No, in a sense, like, what your own does here is you gain the bishop pair in exchange for your bad pawn structure. So the bishop pair is your compensation, and then you trade off your compensation. So what are you left with? A bad pawn structure. You traded pieces, you avoided having a bad bishop, but you still had the bad pawn structure. So at the end of the day, you just have a bad pawn structure not necessarily bad pieces. Bishop g4 is is possible, but if you're just going to play bishop takes f3, I think he should try. Well, this is probably bad too. I mean, bishop g4 is just not good. a6 is not good, of course. I mean, it goes beyond just. Obviously, it goes beyond just the question of. Maybe I should put my knight on the other square on d2, in retrospect. That's a lot of inaccuracies. Maybe this move is another one. Damn. I have e5. Okay. He almost has c4 there, but I'm not sure what happens after, say, e5. So luckily, I didn't calculate c4. I should have been more careful. Now his only chance is maybe to play for f5 or something. I mean, looks... Yeah. But f5 is not the safest move either. I don't think I want to play g4. That's a temptation, but objectively... What do I play? Like rook e1? Are you going to play bishop g5? Yeah, so I have to play this. Okay. So he has f5, but what does f5 do? He can play f5 or can play maybe... Yeah, he was threatening bishop g5. Bad bishop trade-off. If f5, I can just chill, He doesn't really have a follow-up. f6 looks like a bad move. He's putting his pawns on the wrong color. But he was worried about me playing e5, I guess. But white has a huge strategic advantage here. Hugo boss. Hugo the boss. Ah, you want to play knight d6, but you don't want to allow knight e5? Is that what this is about? That's fine. Go ahead and do that. This might be related to Nimzovich. I was studying Nimzovich games. Ah, yeah. So he's allowing this now. Just knight b6 and then I take. That's really problematic. We're winning a clean pawn. Of course, he would like to trade pieces. Jeroen is an awesome guy. He's been a long-time moderator on the stream. And fortunately, he doesn't have to work much. Though our moderators have been scarce lately, huh? Where's Mr. Coffee? Okay, I'm not streaming at ideal times for him. Make yourself scarce. Trading bad bishop. Wouldn't that be nice? We go bishop back. I'll trade you. There he is. See? They're scarce. Where's that bastard? He's scarce. He's been scarce a lot. Scarcity. There he is. God damn it. I was hoping you wouldn't make it today. Nice to see you, man. Alright, knight on c4 is pretty good. And we're up clear pawn. Super knight. It can't be taken out unless you're going to sack the exchange. It guards a5 forever. So this is a grind them down type situation. Oh, I just walked into f5. Not my best moment. That is nearly a fatality. Wow. Very bad move by me. I just walked right into knight f5 to f5. This is a terrible mistake. It allows f5 with counterplay for black. Now he can play f5, queen e2, pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, and he has his rooks on the d file. Luckily for me, again, second time I've been lucky, I missed something in this game. Or the other game, I missed the move as well. I'm lucky if this works out. Pawn takes pawn. Pawn takes pawn. My knight stays defended. I can play b3 if necessary, guarding my knight. I'm a little worried about the dark squares. Queen f4. Queen f4. Just rook a e1. Bishop b4 c3. I don't want to play f3. If you play f3, you fatally weaken your dark squares. That should only be played in the last resort. But I seriously messed this up. You know, this never should have happened. Queen g4 was a double question mark. Question mark, blunder. Totally missing the point. Mr. Coffee, what's up, man? I won the rap tournament on Friday. I guess I told you guys that on Sunday. But I'm a little concerned because they put the results on chess results and there's like no calculations. These guys are kind of incompetent who run the rapid tournament that I played in. And the kid that's like entering the stuff in, there has to be some sort of rating calculations, and it just says how many points I got and my rating, and it doesn't say like plus or minus. Everybody's just like 0. I'm really scared they're gonna like accidentally not rate the tournament where I went 7-0. Hopefully that's not the case, but nice trick, bishop c5. If g3, queen takes g3 takes, some sort of trap. Not sure it works though. Well, anyway, what about rook d2? That looks friendly. He's going to get some counterplay there. Man, this bishop c5 is not a very nice move, man. You want to sack the exchange? Fine. I'll just play queen g4 and give you a pawn. Now he has bishop g4. That's okay. No, well, it's not completely okay, but I might be able to give a pawn back and still be better. Like bishop g4, rook d1. Trade, 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 trade. Queen takes e4. Queen d8, check. King f7 or bishop f8. Yeah, he can play that. Maybe I shouldn't trade rooks. e5 seems like a bad move. But he's just maintaining. But he's still, it's not necessary to put that pawn on the dark square. Seems kind of dangerous for black, no? Okay, he plays the Sveshnikov. He's used to dark square bishop. Like having a bad dark square bishop. Draw, Uber driver, he loves draws. The dude loves draws. He lives for draws. He makes his living off of draws. Stopping my plan. You're gonna have to grind him down. We're gonna bore him to death. Boring beetle. Okay, e5, see, he put that pawn on e5. He didn't have to do that. Now are you threatening me? Because if not... I'm getting sleepy. Energy depletion. I haven't eaten dinner. Tournament, 7 minutes left, guys. Last chance for last game. Redusa still got to 23. Addy 22. He's running H5 now. Right. I never saw that coming. Doing really hanging tough. From a clear pawn down position. Get out of my house. And stay out. The E5 pawn, you don't want to drop that. Therefore, yeah, you have to. Yeah. Now, I really ought to play C3 at some point. I mean, this is getting out of control now. Wow. You have G4. I'll go back. I was just kidding about that whole H-file thing. Looks like this will be my last game. Reducey is playing Addy. They're playing each other. So somebody's going to win there. Looks like a London system or something. Ew. What did Jeroen just do? Some sort of total panic. Queen E6, not a good move. He couldn't find a good move, so he played a bad one. Alright. So we're up to 32. We're safe now. 4 minutes left. Oh, tough fight, Jeroen. You made a lost position last. You were really busted early. And you shouldn't play A6 ever. You know, it's not like the Royal Paz. A6 is just a bad move. Although some decent players have played that move, like in Nesvedinov's best games, Shamkovic played it. I've seen people play it, but I don't understand why, you know. It's one thing to play with white, like the same-ish Nimzo, but to play A6 with black, as if it's like a same-ish Nimzo, and be black at the same time, it's really not good. It's not the same as the Royal Pez. You know, you've already moved your C pawn. You have more weaknesses. B6 is completely weakened. Shamkovic lost a nice game against Nesvedinov in that. Not that many Nesvedinov games, you know, played, so that's always been one of my favorites. I couldn't understand why Shamkovic would do that. You know, he was a pretty solid grandmaster. Then in those days, I mean, maybe they didn't know A6 was so bad, but I would have thought so in the late 50s. So, alright guys, looks like I'm not going to get another challenge. I'm not going to get another game, but we've got it in the bag, so to speak. Reduce and Adi basically split second and third. Now they're battling it out. I don't really like White's pawn on A4. Maybe it's alright. He has the bishop pair. White is better with the bishop on H2. That's a strong piece. The black pawn's the hanging pawns there. And White's up a pawn. Okay. No, it's clear pawn up. I don't know. White's clearly better here. But black can put up some resistance. He traded off the light square bishop. So trading off White's bishop pair. Not so easy to convert this. It's like a Benko kind of structure on the queen side. Let's see if the pawn were back on A2, it would be less weak. maybe. B3 is kind of a weakness, so black has more time, and there's only 2 minutes left in the tournament. What is he, like, stalling? Is this Reduci isn't, no, because Adi needs, well, Adi doesn't want to give him more points, but it doesn't matter because he's already ahead of Adi. So a draw would help them both, but it's unlikely to be a draw. Both sides don't really want to draw. Reduci doesn't want to draw because he's better. He's up a pawn. Yanowski variation. Yeah. Now, I mean, that's tricky definition of what is exactly the Yanowski variation. But I mean, like, again, we're like, yeah, I know what you mean. The A6, the early A6 in the Queen's Gambit. But I've seen different versions of that, like based on different move orders. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, A6, yeah. I faced that already. I lost against, Jonathan Grant. Alec was really funny. He was like, "You're the strongest player the guy ever beat." But Jonathan Grant seems like a nice guy. He's not a bad player. Yeah. I got a slight edge. And then I saw Novikov play white, and he did like the exact same thing as me. Yeah, that's annoying to face. It's like a very all-encompassing like system for black. You just do like 4A6 or even 3A6, and you can play, almost like an entire repertoire against D4. It's not that much to learn, you kind of. I'm sure that certain writers or coaches or streamers have sort of promoted that. I saw it being played since 2016, probably. Yeah, this is great. White's winning, but there's no time left. So, this game is not going to count for the result, but White's up a clear pawn. Still, black has some counterplay with his own C pawn. White doesn't want to drop that A pawn, huh? Then it's probably a draw, though not an easy draw. But on the same side, 4 against 3 is probably a draw. So if the queen side pawns get traded, it should be a draw. White can try to torture black, but knights do all right with the pawns on the same side. If we take all the pieces off the board except for the kingside pawns and the knight and bishop, black should probably hold. But of course there are ways to lose. Reduci is cagey and fast. But that seems to be the case with all of these guys. Adi, the other new player that I was playing against. Cagey and fast. White's king is suddenly looking real bad. Oof. Anyway, okay. The game doesn't count for the tournament. Alright, view tournament. So, Sparkle Horse with an awesome performance. 25-73, 9 games played. I won all 9. Redusa in second place, 2250, performance 12 games played. Berserk rate 50%, win rate 58%. 2250. Adi with 2157 performance, 12 games, similar win rate, 67. Less berserking. So, I get the gold. Redusa gets the silver, and Adi gets third place with the bronze. Sathi is fourth with a good try, had a bad start. Uber driver couldn't get it together against all these fast players. And maybe he had to do like a delivery in the middle of the tournament or something, I get the feeling. Guys, Thursday is our analysis stream. So if anybody is a subscriber or wants to give some gift subs somewhere, Um, anyone who's a subscriber can submit a game for Thursday's stream. We'll analyze it here together, like the top 10 games that I got. Kel Max, Double Kel, and Urine KK, Sack Draw, and Painkiller in 10th place. Arsenal fan just played a few games. Acerbate got himself a win. Nice. And Nefidov just a couple games. Thanks to all you guys for joining us. I'm going to see you on Thursday. Arsenal fan going to send me a game. Okay. We'll get that. Send that along as soon as possible. And I'm going to go get some dinner. Thank you guys for playing. Congratulations to Redusa and Addy for 2nd and 3rd place. Good games tonight. It was fun. Thursday night stream, 7 p.m. Actually, 6:30 p.m. Thursday. And again, for the subscribers, you were able to send me games, and I'll put them in the study, and we'll go over them on Thursday. So just for the subscribers, analysis stream. Thank you guys. See you Thursday. Don't forget the hype train. And thanks for your support. Thanks for subscribing and watching the stream. Appreciate it, everybody. Bye-bye.